finish loading actually before I can pop off that. Or hop off that, I should say. All right, yep, that is live. We go here, we go to announcements. Delete, and then grab my phone. And while people are getting in, I'll do this real quick. I feel like I did my wizardry stuff this morning, but I don't remember. Hello, Demon Zuri. Hello. How are you doing today? I hope it's going well. You're arting, I see. I hope that is going well. All right. All right, let us begin. We are now on Volume 10 of Faraway Lands and Nearby Pals. You've been lucky enough to acquire a bounty of friendship since you arrived on this planet, but there's still an emptiness nestled right in the crook of your heart's artery. Maybe making one more friend will fix it. Maybe this next one will expand inside your chest like a sponge in the bath, pushing out all your sadness, loneliness, and insecurity. But after all, number 20 is the charm. Tagari Caliber. Man, I wish Pivot had a day off today. I would have him read this guy. Tonight, you're a buzz for excitement. Wait, no. Your palm husk is vibrating in your pocket. One of your friends is contacting you. You pull it out, and a notification pops up. Is requesting to add you on Twitter. The message is accompanied by a little icon, blue, with a silhouetted winged animal. Some of the similarities between this planet and your own are starting to stretch your powers of belief in coincidence. Whatever. You pull up the app and read the message from, could it be your potential new friend? I'm G. Hi. I was okay to contact you. I should introduce myself. Huh? I saw your picture on Service Stream. I'm one of your biggest fans. but not one of yours. Love those looks. I'd love to chat if you're open to it. If not, it's okay. You can just ignore me. Everyone else does. Could this be the universe reaching benevolently down to do you a solid? It's like being given a giant pile of money unasked. You didn't have to do anything for this friendship. You didn't have to walk anywhere. All you had to do is join the fabled social media and it's literally appeared in your pocket. Your hands are shaking a little as you go to respond. You don't want to seem too eager, or do you? You have no idea how to approach this. You thank Buzzing for his compliments and say that you would be happy to talk sometime. In an instant, a notification pops up inviting you to download another app. You do it, and a video screen opens. Suddenly, you can see your new friend's face. He's sweetly round and roly-poly, and smiling at you broadly. Hi, I'm Zebedee. I hope it's not too sudden to gripe at you like this. Is it okay? Oh, you don't have to respond to that. Sorry for being weird. Let's start over. How do you know Siravi? Apart from being extremely friendly, this troll also seems to run both sides of the conversation by himself. Befriending him is the least effort you've put into anything. His enthusiasm is really cute, but there's something about him that unsettles you. Looking at this hopeful face gives you a dark stab of humiliation you don't quite understand. You swallow down the discomfort and tell him the story of your friendship with Sarava. Leaving out Sarava's personal background, he hangs on your every word. That's so cool. I like to hang out with you guys. Oh, dude, not that I'm implying you'd want to hang out. It's just, no one ever comes to visit me. He takes his phone and taps a few keys. Notification box pops up in front of the video. It's a direct message from Buzzing that just says, you ask him why that is. I live in the middle of nowhere. It's good for the bees, but I guess no one really thinks it's worth the effort to go all the way out here. It's just me and my Lucis, and you can't really do much around the hive. Sigh. You sighed. He really says the word sigh out loud, despite saying it was fine. He seems dejected, with a distinct downward angle to his shoulders. Sorry, his shoulders. His buzzy accent kind of getting to you. You tell him that you'd understand if he's not okay with it. After all, you say, it would really hurt your feelings if your friends didn't make any effort for you. Isn't that what friends are supposed to do? He gives you a grateful smile. Some tension releases from his frame. Oh, I never would ask that of anyone. I don't want to be annoying. Like, sometimes I really wish someone would take the time to visit. But I totally don't blame any of my friends for not coming. Like, I understand that you decide which friends come first. And I just don't. Some people are just cooler and more fun than me. It's understandable. This really must be your lucky day. First of all, no one has threatened you bodily violence towards you in the past 10 minutes. Your fear for your life is at a low-key, reasonable level. Second, this troll is making it really obvious that what he wants you to do. This is a total slam dunk of a friend opportunity. Say you'll visit. Zebedee's face transforms utterly. It's astonishing. He goes from sullen and shallow to utterly radiant. Your heart pangs with an overwhelming surge of fellow feeling. True, you've seen other trolls react emotionally at the sight of meat and blood and your own body sparkling under the moonlight, but Zebedee is the only one of such an extreme reaction of friendship. Man, you're really feeling this little guy. You'll come? Really? That's so cool. Thanks. This is gonna be so good. I'm gonna get like all the best snacks and my Lucis is gonna really cool. You'll like them. This is so exciting. You leave Zebedee to his preparations. Even as the bubble of joy inside you goes a little wobbly, you realize you didn't ask him the directions to his hive. You aren't used to such high expectations from prospective friends. Most people just expect you to be an imbecile. You absolutely can't screw this up. You've made a promise to your brand new friend. Unfortunately, that promise is to visit him in a house that is, by his own admission, so far away that not even people who know what the fuck is going on can be asked to find it. You haven't thought this through, but that's never stopped you before. First things first, what old friendships can you call on to help you out? Who's likely to have a vehicle of some kind? You can always call up Tagora to see what he thinks, but you don't want to be too needy of him. Amicia, well, doesn't look tall enough to reach the pedals. Zebra. Zebra. Just no. You're a strong, independent alien who don't need no troll. You also don't think aliens are allowed on public transit, and you don't know how the number for troll. You don't know the number for troll taxis, so you'll do crime. Perfect. What did Connie do when she stole a car? Punch the lock off of one big fist. Won't punch off any doors, but eventually you find a car that isn't locked. Almost like someone hopefully left it for you. Sucker. It pricks slightly at your conscience as you slide into the seat and fire up the autopilot, heading out into the country once again. But recently, anything that isn't brutal, indiscriminate violence kind of doesn't faze you. So you stole a car, big deal. It's not like anyone died. This is it. So it begins your gradual slide into total moral iniquity. A hardened criminal. That's you. Zebedee does live pretty far out. He hadn't been exaggerating. He used the time to curl up in the backseat and catch up on some sleep, all the while trying to ignore the fact that the car reminds you of being inside a large, squishy animal. At least you got a few radio channels out here. Zebedee's hive is big and buzzing. Literally, you hear a persistent drone of bees, and standing right outside is the boy himself. He's so excited, he's bouncing on his toes, clapping his hands together. He has a gold symbol on his shirt. You wonder if he's a psychic. You finally have been here long enough to pick up on the racial stereotypes. Go you. You're here, you actually came. I seriously can't believe that someone actually went out of their way to visit me. Well, you don't really have a way to go out of, but you keep that to yourself. You're more than happy to accept the friendship points. Zebedee leads you into his hive, which, like Skyla's, looks like he made a lot of himself. There are hanging baskets of flowers and plants everywhere, and a zigzag shelf holding up a stack of colorful books. In one corner is a big screen TV and an entertainment center. Zebedee vanishes into another room and leaves you to get comfortable on the big couch, which is unslightly striped yellow and black. The buzzing is pretty loud in here too, and you look around for bees. You're not thrilled about the bees, honestly. You wish there was some music on your phone to drown them out. You're thinking about following Zebedee and seeing if he needs help. When your phone starts to vibrate, you look down and recognize Sarava's username. We're already at the point of, oh man, you fucked up. Might as well. You have no idea how long Zebedee's gonna be in there. And if there's anyone with music, it's this troll. Hey, dude. Sup? Can't believe it took you this long to get a shitter, Lamau. Damn, you're really lost without my help, huh? Looks like you only got 2 followers, Lamau. Feel some nameless tension, and then you feel some nameless tension, and you bleed away into the thump of the floppy chill hop beats murmuring softly through Sirava's mic. If only you could just go spend time with your cool friends and stop making new ones. But even the thought makes your stomach wring itself out like a washcloth. There's no point wishing for things to be different with how they are. You'd do anything for new friends. Anything. Yeah, I don't know if they have any shitter advice, on how to be a cool guy online. I mean, you definitely came to the right troll. But I don't know if I should be managing your brand more than I already did. It's just risky for me, It's hard enough maintaining my image as is. Other streamers are always on my balls, Lamau. Doesn't mean you can't hang, though. I mean, it was really chill last time. Also, I need my clothes back. You assure Sarava that you still definitely have their clothes, and that you totally did not destroy them in an epic battle to save a giant collie. That's cool, no worries or anything. I was wondering if you wanted to hang out today. If not, it's chill. I got all sorts of shit I can get up to, Lamau. You know how it is. But yeah, let me know. Oh wow, how'd you suddenly become so popular? Maybe this is what happens when you finally get online. Not only are you hanging out with one friend, you got another one clamoring for your attention. Social media is amazing. You tell Sarava you would love to chill, but you're currently out in the middle of nowhere hanging with someone else. Maybe Sarava has heard of him. Zebedee Tongva. Really everyone on the internet knows each other. Ooh. Um, I don't know. Sorry, lol. You saw Zebedee's chitter handle. Sarah's face does a complicated dance between shock, worry, and wry amusement. Oh dang, Lamau. What are the odds? Small internet. So Sarah does know him. I mean, I know him. Man, awkward. Are you guys tight though? Tell Sarah that you aren't tight yet. Pretty loose. But you're working on it, which is why you're currently in the middle of nowhere sitting on his bee-themed couch. Sarah scratches awkwardly between their horns. Is that like what you go online to do? That whole scene? The only scene you know about is the friendship scene, and possibly the clown scene, and the meat scene. Actually, you may be in more scenes than you give yourself credit for, and you get the feeling you're right on the edge of another one. You can taste it, and it makes your stomach growl. You tell Sarah whatever the scene is, you're definitely not part of it, so you don't even know what they're talking about. So what are they talking about? Not like to talk shit or whatever, because God knows golds who live in a glass hive or tenuously create online social reactions shouldn't throw stones or whatever. Fuck knows I got up to some shit back in the day. But you should maybe shouldn't hang out with this dude, especially when you're like right on the edge of breaking out yourself. I mean, you have to be careful with this shit. Told you what happened to me. Internet fame isn't a joke. They gesture vaguely towards their missing eye. Here, let me just link you. A link pops up in the gripe chat box. You follow it to what appears to be a fanfiction account. Nothing wrong with a little fanfiction. You never been much of a writer yourself, but you're pretty pro anyone doing whatever they feel like, as long as it's not gruesome murder. You're a real chill dude that way. I mean, right, yeah, same. Lamau. I'm not trying to judge or whatever, but you'll see what I mean. Scroll down. You scroll down the first few pages. Most of these seem to be about some band you've never heard of, and then almost at the end you find, oh, damn. This appears to be a fanfic about Sarava. You don't click through. You kind of get the idea from the tags. What kind of tags are they? Am I going to see gerrymandering? Am I going to fucking see that tag? In a published work? Well, Serva is a big deal after all. You guess it makes sense that people include them in their fantasies. You do it all the time, in a friend way. Yeah, you get what I'm saying now, though. I mean, live your dreams, right, though, Lamau? Any guy on the internet can write whatever he wants about me, but, like, I don't want to see it. Just a heads up, you know? You get how that get a little awkward? You tell Sarah that you will be careful of your infant internet fame, though you doubt anyone will ever write anything about you. Who'd want to write about your dumb fuck exploits? Yeah, Lamau. Come over whenever. I'll smoke you up. Great. More bug ass. You end your call with Sarah and navigate back over to Zebedee's fanfiction account. You pick one of the ones not about Sarah, one of the teen-rated ones. You don't have anything against erotica, but maybe you'll save it for later. You don't know any of these characters, but the context is doubly indecipherable. The troll music business. But if this really is Zebedee's writing, he's pretty good. You have such talented friends. Hey, sorry it took so long. Shit, somebody sneaks up from you from behind. Quickly lock your phone, but apparently not quickly enough. Yeah, how did you find this? Oh God, you went searching for me? I thought we were friends. What? Of course you're friends. Friends don't go digging through each other's shit. I would have showed you my fic if you just asked. You tell them that you absolutely did not go look for it. Zebedee just gave it to you when they called you up just now. Zebedee's face closes down. Is it just you, or has the sound of the bees gotten louder? Oh, right. So your cool friend Sarah told you. I see how it is. No, they just called you. You answered the phone. No, it's fine. I totally get it. You're coming all the way out here. I'm still not a priority. It's fine. It's not even a big deal. I'm totally used to it. You and Sarah, what are you, mates Fritz? Oh my gosh. You are absolutely not mate spirits with Sarah. You are not mate spirits with anyone, as far as you know. Fuck. Having so many friends is exhausting. Oh, really? Like, your life is so great, I get it. You just have so many friends and you're so popular, and everyone wants to spend time with you. Somebody's crying and not trying to hide it. It's very sad and extremely awkward. You feel terrible. Also, like, kind of a dickhead. You're always doing all this complaining about your lot in life when, to tell the truth, you've actually got a lot going for you. You have all these amazing friends who go out of their way to check up on you and ask if you want to hang out. Of course, all of that complaining is just in your inner monologue. It's not like anyone can hear your thoughts. Thank God for that. But I'm so glad that you and Sarah have each other. Maybe go hang out with them and make fun of me some more. You try to tell Zebedee you were absolutely not making fun of him. You were just curious about his hobbies and interests. You absolutely want to read his fan fiction. But the kid isn't listening anymore. Fuck, you hope the car has enough gas to get you back to civilization. I go to voicemail. So I just let the call go to voicemail. You're busy with a different friend right now, and you just call him back on your drive home. Or not home. But the closest thing you got for now. It will give you something to do besides sleep. You mess around on your phone for a little bit, filling out your profile on your shitter. Alien invasion of 1. Just here, I guess. That's honestly the best you can come up with. You aren't quite sure how your age would translate to troll years. Sweeps? So you don't bother with that. You've already gained some more followers. Sarah retweet your intro tweet. Or chirp. Whatever. Liberty comes back in with a tray of snacks and 2 glasses of something bright red that you hope isn't Fago. Or blood. Well, that goes without saying at this point. Oh, hey, who are you talking to? I heard your pulse go off. Tell him that you weren't talking to anybody. You let the call go to voicemail. Does he really think you're the kind of person who would take a call from someone else while you're having a hang ses? Heck no. I would totally answer the call. If we're not doing anything, I'm taking the call. If he's not in the room, I'm taking the call. If it's the president, I'm taking the call. Don't matter which president, I'm taking the call. They'll never believe me, and that'll make it all the better. Yes, Mr. President, I understand. Oh, you didn't ever go do that. Somebody says that, and he's obviously incredibly happy you did that. Hypothetical of presence, yeah. But he's obviously incredibly happy you did that. He sets the tray down and hops up on the couch next to you. So, what do you want to do? I have a bunch of really cool stuff to go check out, but I didn't want to make you just do whatever I want. I know we barely know each other, haha. You tell him that whatever he picks to do is fine with you. You aren't picky in any case of the word. Somebody seems a little at sea by your lack of an opinion. Why don't he puts up the first episode of a pirate show? This is nice. It's nice to just chill for a little while. But you barely get through the opening credits before Zebedee changes his mind and puts on a show about space pirates instead. Then he gives up on that too. He keeps looking at you for input, but the extent of your experience of troll pop culture is Remili's knockoffs and that one shitty romance flick Polypop took you to see. You're not informed enough to have an opinion. You're seriously down for whatever. Larry does the same thing with video games for a while, being incredibly more distressed. I understand. I understand. Completely. You feel deep empathy at his plight. You also, but also mild annoyance. You understand this unreasonable fear of beefing it in front of your friends. You feel like that pretty much all the time. You eventually suggest to Zebedee that you could just watch the last thing you watched on GrubTube. Zebedee goes a delicate gray color that you come to realize is the troll version of a blanche. That's yeah, we can do that for sure. But you know, a guy's grub tub queue is, you know, kind of personal. Do people actually queue stuff on YouTube? I feel like the smart man would do that. The smart individual. I don't do that. I think that is something you can do. I think you can. I think you can queue. I'm gonna check this out real quick. Yeah, yeah. So at least on PC, I don't know about mobile. I'm gonna check that real quick, actually. I don't know how to do it on mobile, but you can do it on a desktop though. Yeah, if you're just using your phone, I don't know how you're supposed to do it. Oh, wait, no. Okay. Don't be in the video. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I guess next to the name of the video, when you're just scrolling, you're gonna see those 3 dots. Click on that, and you can hit play next in queue, or add to queue if you have nothing in there currently. Like if you don't have a video playing, and doesn't go to the corner or whatever. I have never done that. Like on YouTube, I'll just have like two or three tabs usually open of YouTube. One with a video that's usually longer, and then like when I'm kind of not focusing on that, I'll pause, go back a few minutes, and then go to YouTube and find a different video to watch. Now I would be like, why do you have 2 extra tabs of YouTube? One of them, well, you could say 2, but then it turns to 3. Because then what I'll do is on the second tab, I'll scroll through my like my For You page, not my subscriptions, but like the homepage. And I will open the video I'm interested in a new tab, so then turns to 3 or potentially 4 videos or 4 tabs of YouTube that way. And then on mobile, I'll watch a video, and then if like it's like, oh, you know, kind of losing focus on this, I'll just go to another video, and then if the video interested me enough, I'll just go back in my history and be like, oh, what was the video? Oh, there it is. Because Wendigoon released a new video. It was like him going over the Modern Warfare trilogy, what it means to him, and just talking about the story for, in case anyone doesn't know, which would probably be a lot of young people. I can't believe he played that when he was like 11. That's insane. But also like kids, my kids that were my brother's age when like at when he was like 11, so like they watched it and that traumatized them. So it's just that thing of like, yeah, as a kid, you're always going to watch those things you're not supposed to. So for him, it was, if he was playing multiplayer, the only bad things are 1, getting to learn every curse word and learning about some new ones that have yet to be heard by mankind. And then some of the kills in the campaign can be pretty gruesome. Like no Russian, of course. That's pretty fucking brutal. Because like if you're just shooting a guy and you've kind of played games like that before, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really affect you. When you start doing the Russian, that can get to you. Yeah, I know. We've all seen things like we were too young to see. Even though our parents didn't want us to. Unless you're fucking Alex and your mom was like, oh, he loves the super slasher flick. Like, it's his favorite. God, that just makes me that makes me feel so uneasy. Like, there's a difference between, you know, you being a kid and trying to find things on your own, and then, like, your parents, like, putting that in front of you. The 3 people in the world named Alex, who are all the same person. Don't you remember, D. Missouri? Everyone has the capability to be Alex. One day we'll see the other ending. I need to go through my messages of Coroner. I need to pin the video she sent me. Because I think she sent me an ending video. And that's what we were working for last time we were playing it. Also the reason I stopped playing Y2K. One, general interest, but two, the biggest reason. I somehow soft locked myself, and my save was like from an hour or two ago, and I just said fuck that. So we'll get back to it one day because I am interested to see the new ending. Because all I read, because thankfully the person was so cool, they said new ending, and they said in the description like what you need to do to get the ending with no spoilers. Essentially, it's like, oh hey, base game, do this, you're golden. You got this new ending. Yeah, kind of personal. Not that I don't trust you. If you can't trust randos you met online and invited to your house, who can you trust, right? Feel that way too. You also felt the overwhelming urge to throw yourself into the arms of strangers since you crash landed down there. Yeah, no, I was actually pissed when that happened. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go save because I'm not, I guess that's still my fault. I feel like to get some of those endings people haven't gotten legitimately yet, I feel like you have to break the game somehow. So it was my bad, but still it sucked that it happened. Yes. I kind of want to like one day get some of those people who are like professionals at breaking games. I want to give them some money to incentivize them to see what they can break in Y2K to get those endings. You could also do a bounty system. I feel like another good way is to get big YouTubers interested as well by putting out that bounty. Can you get these endings legitimately? And then can you reproduce the steps? But if it's also the bullshit thing of you have to be it has to be the 4th playthrough. If you don't get it on this playthrough, you can't get it ever again. Ooh. I hope it's not that. You tell Zibity that you aren't going to judge him. You don't judge your friends. An overwhelming look of trembling gratitude comes over him, and once again you feel an uncomfortable pulse of empathy. You're used to being the desperate one. You aren't sure how you feel about this turnabout. All this social power. Okay. The two of you scroll down through the history on his GrubTube account, and you find yourself choked up by his incredible trust he's showing in you right now. Laying someone behind the curtain, there doesn't seem to be really anything getting stressed over. No porn or anything. Does have a lot of videos of Sarah, especially ones we are actually on camera. Oh yeah, they're so cool. It's so rad that you guys are tight. I really want to meet them someday. He sighs, and then he sighs again, a little louder. You catch on to your part in this bit, and you tell him that you could probably figure out a way to make that happen. You hope you don't have to follow through on that. Sarah's a busy guy, and you aren't sure they actually let anyone into their hive. Well, besides you. We seem to be the exception to a number of rules. Keep that last part to yourself. The rest of the video and his recent history are about a band called Hats to Dance. music videos, interviews, and compilations of vlogs. You ask him what all this is. You never heard of H2D? Really? They're so cool. They're my fave. I mean, he gets shifty-eyed. I mean, whatever, they're all right, I guess. They're just kind of catchy. They have a pretty dope group dynamic. You mentioned that all of them seem to be pretty good looking too. Really? You think so? You point out a guy with tall horns that's swooshing the hooks and a lock of white hair that falls from his eyes. That guy is particularly handsome. Yeah? I mean, he's okay, I guess, if you're really basic. Not that I think you're basic or anything. You wanna fucking fight, Zippity? You wanna fucking tussle? He shows me some of the music videos. They have really high production values and extremely elaborate sets. All the band members sing and dance and get very close to kissing each other. He'd been really nervous about showing you this? His deep, dark secret that he likes music videos? Is being into pretty pop stars some kind of cultural taboo? Not really. Just, it's kind of lame, right? And I just want you to like me. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. And you do like him. You just wish you wouldn't say shit like that. It's embarrassing. And also, it reminds you that you yourself have gone around doing pretty much the same thing. Pretending to agree with everything your prospective friends say, lying, saying you're into things you aren't. Just all around being a big phony. These circumstances are different for you, though. You're an alien. This is a hostile alien territory. You don't even have a hive or a lucis or even horns. So it's way less pathetic for you to be like this than it is for Zebedee, right? Deep down, you know you're full of shit. You're just coming up with reasons to excuse behavior in yourself that you condone in others. You hang your head in shame. Zebedee, who is not privy to your inner monologue, looks confused. Is it possible that you're doing the wrong thing in your eternal quest for friends? Could it be that... Before you can spiral any further into a full-blown existential crisis, you hear a noise from outside that you really, really don't like. Several noises, in fact. A crash, followed by a thump, followed by a, "Get out here, you fucking piece of shit, you thief." Oh dear. Zebedee scrambles around to look over the back of the couch. You can just make out a shape through the window. Hey, this is a totally weird, wild question that I totally would never ask a potential friend, but did you steal that scuttle buggy? Funny story. You didn't know how else to get out here. You did for him, for your nascent friendship. Oh wow, no one's ever stole a scuttlebug from me before. Did you forget to take the GPS chip out though? Because I think whoever you stole it from found it. GPS chip. Right. Fuck. This is not an auspicious start to your life of crime. Maybe you aren't quite ready to go it alone yet. Another crash and rattle. It seems like someone is taking pieces out of Zebedee's hive. You get up and start for the door. What are you doing? You can't go out there. They look big. And they sound huge. You'll get killed. Right. He's definitely got a point there. But whoever's outside seems intent on demolishing his hive brick by brick. They're going to get in eventually anyway. Better for you to go out there now and face the music so at least one of you gets out of this. Zebedee stares at you. Weird, globy, golden tears pool at the corner of his eyes. You would do that? For me? Nobody's ever offered to die for me before. That's so nice. Yeah, you're pretty nice. Also pretty idiotic. Considering you're about to go give yourself up to a big, angry troll whose car you absolutely stole. Well, it's been fun while it lasted. Actually, it's been mostly terrible. Oh well. Goodbye, cruel world. Wait! You have one hand on the doorknob when Zebedee's shout rings against the walls and the ceiling. No one is touching my new friend! Outside, the buzzing rises to a rattling crescendo. So loud that it no longer sounds like animals. It sounds like weather. Or a fighter jet. The intruder screams. You wince, but you're also overwhelmed by gratitude and excitement. Zebedee did that. For you. Screams stop after a few seconds, and the buzzing gradually recedes. You and Zebedee are left staring at the door, and then at each other. Behind you, Grub2 is autoplaying an H2D interview. Little ambient crackles of the white electricity you've come to associate with psychics Reeves and Zebedee. Before that fades too. Do you seriously telekinetically gather up a bunch of bees and just throw them? Oh no, that sounds hard and potentially dangerous for the bees. I just ask them nicely. I'm bad though sometimes it doesn't work. Well, it sure worked this time. Yee. Somebody nods, and then he nods again. Yee, that was pretty cool. Two of you venture outside to see what's going on. Nothing is going on. The night is quiet, the car is exactly where you left it, and there's no sign of the bees or the intruder. So either they ran away, or got stung so many times they dissolved into sludge. You feel another pang of conscience. But it's not enough to cover up your ecstatic surge of happiness when you see how chuffed Zebedee is to have set some bees on a guy. You tell him you're grateful. You think about adding that you're proud of him, but you don't want to literally make him explode. You let him hug you instead. Because it means you have a scuttle buggy now. Yeah, what was the war? You want some buttery exploded kernels? I make them myself. But I put the kernels in a pot, explode them. You tell him that sounds great. He's honestly pretty fun to visit. Minus the sudden attack. You're having a really nice time. And that part was honestly entirely your fault. He should quit putting himself down so much and being such a desperate piece of shit. You mean that in the nicest way possible, and it's pretty good advice in general. You know, just that flying out around out there. Finally, we could be friends. All right. No accent I do will do this man justice. I need pivots offensively out of poor taste. Asian accent, but he's not here. Should I have delayed this stream until I could have forced him into here? Probably. But here we are. An utterly uninspiring turn of events. The night finds you trolling Alternia in search of, well, trolls. The friendly type, preferably, although you've been known to work wonders with hostile folks, too. Your current hunting ground appears to be a primarily teal neighborhood, which suits you fine. Teals live relatively comfortable, and you are usually only mildly disdain of you. This strikes you as a good place to search for companionship. You got another pressing concern, though, a faint glow far on the horizon, which suggests that the sun will be rising soon. A couple hours from now, at least. Nights in Eternia seem to last forever, but when the daylight hits, it hits hard, like a truck. But the truck is on fire, and the fire is nuclear fusion, and the truck is a star. Point is, you're not in the mood for another sunburn. You'd better snag a buddy before it's too late. Yeah, you, the stranger, hornless thing. Speak of the devil, you look around and spot a troll boy with a stylish hat and a sword sheathed behind his back. His clothes are a little shabby, but he carries himself with a rigid, composed air. What are you, some kind of mutant troll or another sentient creature? Definitely the latter, you say, unless you would prefer the former, in which case you're that, actually. But mutants you've learned are not particularly well liked on this planet. Ah, an alien. I won't have to call you then. Not immediately, at least. You don't appear to be a call-on-sight species. Lucky for you that I don't have to lose my blade, and lucky for me to have found a potential comrade. I know what you seek. Filter and friendship. Not noticing that order, you're about to speak up, but he's already moving on. You seek the meeting place of the Eastern Alternia Fine Animated Art Appreciation Society. Or some less cultured souls would call it the So I think we need to have a serious talk. Now, who here has seen the Anime Club comic? For those who need a refresher, it literally starts with 2 to 3 guys trying to get a 4th member. And the anime they decide to show the 4th member is Princess Magma. While this anime is playing, 2 of the guys start getting into an argument, and the one guy who they're trying to introduce to get into anime so they can join the club is fucking just fixated on this. And one of the lines in the anime they're watching goes, "Oh, come on, Princess Magma. Surely you can fit in one more horse wiener." After the 2 guys finish fighting, the anime also ends at the same time. And the guy who was fixated on this anime he was being shown goes, "Oh my gosh, I love anime." This comic also has an alternative ending where the cartman of the group uh is taking them for, a drive, and someone asks, "Hey, where are we going?" Guy goes, "Nowhere." He goes, "What do you mean?" "Oh, this is a suicide pact." So something something a few pages goes on. They all die. Unfortunately, one of the guys, when they die, they literally keel over and their head ends up in someone else's lap. And the final page is the newspaper chronicling their death, but the headline is "Sucking Dick for Satan." These are the gems I was bestowed upon as a child by the people older than me who said, "This is funny." You know what? It was funny. Oh, a club. Back home, teachers used to go on and on about how clubs were a wonderful place to meet new friends. You didn't really believe it then, but maybe things are different here in Alternia. You come. You obviously assert that yes, you are here for the animes. Good. I figured I was gonna have to cancel tonight's meeting due to no-shows, but now I can proceed as scheduled. Follow me. He adjusts towards his hive, begins to stride confidently towards it, but then he rethinks it, pausing to look back at you. Wait, subs or dubs? You absolute buffoon. The answer is obvious. It's obviously subs, except when the piece of media is explicitly set in another area. Bakano is a prime example. Where, yes, the subs are fine. They're good, even. But you can't be someone doing a Brooklyn fucking accent for the 1920s of the mobs. Also, Fullmetal Alchemist. Are we gonna forget the Armstrong bloodline? As you see here, Chump, or should I say, Toad, Mr. Soy Jack, Bojack even. The context matters. And the context in this situation is my foot's going up your ass. The expression immediately turns sour. A look you're all too familiar with. If you had a mouse, you'd be frantically scrolling the wheel upwards to roll back time and make a new choice. But you live in the real world, where you have to face the consequences of your god-awful anime opinions. Have you no conviction? The Anime Club is a sanctuary for those with strong will and firmly honed arguments, not a shelter for cowardly pissants. What debate can come from a symphonic toady such as yourself? How are you gonna stimulate my intellect? Oh, I'm gonna stimulate something. Your fucking prostate with my fucking steel-toed shoes. You begin to sputter in protest. You're plenty stimulating. You got a pretty long list of friends who you stimulate in all kinds of ways. Platonic ones, mostly. But he's not having any of it. There are other anime fans in the city. Perhaps their gathering will be more your level. Farewell. Nani? Bakuna. Alright. Easiest fucking question in the world to whether or no you have shit taste or good taste. King of the Hill. Sub or dub? Easiest fucking question in the world. What's wrong, white boy? Just because you're an NPC doesn't mean you can't speak your words, your truth even. Which one? Sub or dub, King of the Hill? Let's go dubs. What would King of the Hill be called in Alternia? I feel like we would just need their word for their special word for king. What would they call a hill? Dirt pile? Let's go subs because I fucking hate them. It's entertaining how wrong you are. But even the greatest Alternia's philosophers require sparring opponents on the battlefield of the intellect. To challenge your assumptions with my superior logic and taste will be a fulfilling task. Do you not have a king is the thing. Kings don't exist. Oh. Well, then couldn't they still keep the word king? It's just that you would find the context through the show or whatever. Like I think you could keep the king then. It would just be a foreign concept to them. Like how androids are still foreign to us, but we still have that idea. Where it's like back then, it's like, yeah, no, we can imagine like human and cybernetics working together. We just don't know if that ever be a thing. And then it's years past. But again, there's a long living civilization. But I still think it's that same realm of you can understand that this can happen, but under current circumstances, no. And that yes, certain things can be done to make it so that it happens, but perhaps not in your lifetime or any in any of your descendants soon to or within like 3 generations of descendants or whatever, I should say. So I think that could be it. Not really the reaction you're hoping for, but you'd say anything again to someone's hive. So you'll take it. Honey. So boy. I know like 3 words. And I'll always try to be as cringe as I can. Tagiri invites you into his hive with a sweeping bow and you step into the foyer. Yes. Desu. Yep. Nani, Bakana, Sugoi, Daishori, Desu. But Desu is more of a, what is it? I guess. No, it's been too long. I don't remember. But I don't care. My point is to be cringed, not based. Desu means this is or that is. Nice. I used to remember what a few words mean. Or I used to remember what more words meant. But that's a lot of anime ladies and a few guys. What'd you say at the end of the sentence? I remember my brother telling me how sentence structure worked. But it's like subject I think comes at the end if I remember right. Which is very foreign for us. That looked normal from the outside. Normal by troll standards at least. But the inner decor has an entirely different vibe to it. Reminds you of Japanese architecture. Takiri takes off his sandals before entering the next room. Take your shoes off too if you had any. As you step into his living room, you are assaulted, not literally thankfully, by an absolute smorgasbord of merchandise. This place looks like someone did a Google search for Otaku collection and opened the first results. Posters and scroll adorn every inch of wall available, and the inches of wall that aren't available are blocked by shelves containing all sorts of DVDs, manga, and other such media. So this is kind of like my brother's room, except he has like 4 bookshelves filled with actual books. And I think games. He has DVD, games, and books, I think, in 4 shelves. And then he has a display case with his figurines and different collectibles in them. That was an addition he made like 2 or 3 years ago. I do like the display case though. I think it's really nice. Also, he doesn't just have like... He has like a variety of things in there. Like, I think it's like a... I'm gonna check real quick. I'll be right back. Alright. So it has 4 levels. Top shelf is a lot of plushes of various sizes, even like the bean ones. Third shelf was essentially anything the size of an Nendroid. Like a few, like I saw I forget her name. I'm gonna have to look this up. So he has a Nendroid of Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. He has like a panty stocking from Panty Stocking with Garter Belts. He has the one girl from Nier Replicant, I guess now it's what it's called. I forget her name. He also has like Tomoe and various ones. Third shelf is some of his more like pristine collectible game things with a few Nendroids there as well. And then the bottom shelf, I already forgot what the bottom shelf I think was think, visual novel boxes. And then I saw 4 distinct Fate figurines. One of them was Joan the Arc. One of them was Stealthful. I don't remember who the other 2 were. Rikku straight up Rikuing it. I was. You know, it looks really nice. He actually set it up very nicely. Also, I need to turn down the music for myself. Yes, hello, corn dog. Hello. Yeah, no, he does just have 4 bookshelves, or 4 bookshelves of just books, his games, and then DVDs, CDs. On a large glass shelving unit near the room's exit, you spy a veritable cornucopia of anime figurines, most of whom seem to be in varying states of undress. See, that's what he does not have. He does not have the D-Gen glass case. He has the pristine glass case, where it's actually cool things. Rikku, are you saying scantily clad women aren't cool? Are you fucking gay? Reddit one day think they have me, but then they'll learn they're fucking stupid. You would like to describe it as tasteful nudity, but you would also like to describe yourself as the most popular person in Alternia, and both would be alive. Dagiri has arranged his merch particularly according to blood color, from red at the bottom to fuchsia at the top. I see you're admiring my fine East Alternia oh my gosh. I thought this guy was gonna be a JoJo character. No. I would have Coroner voice this guy. I see the vision. I can hear it. She can make this guy sound like just a big nerd. Cause like she has like a voice she uses whenever she's trying to sound like a Jaden Yugi from fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. That would just fit this guy. I see you're admiring my fine East Alternian collectibles. I polish them daily, just as I polish my blade. Don't touch them, or you'll taste folded teeth. I couldn't read that. I couldn't read it. Imagine for the rest of this little story that whenever his fucking lines came up, it was just me laughing, losing my breath. Not the hat tipping, milady. You slowly retract your hand. You wouldn't dream of touching them. That was never, ever something you were planning on doing. You wouldn't even breathe on them. In fact, you step far away from the collectibles just in case. Is that a corgi? Or no, what's it called? A Shiba Inu? See, I know words. It's just sometimes they escape me. With that step, you bump into something behind you and hear a soft breath. As you spin around to look, you see that must be Tagiri's Lucis surveying you with an intense gaze. It looks a lot like a Shiba Inu, if they were twice the size and had opposite everything. Honestly, watching it scuttle around like a monkey while sniffing at you is pretty entrancing. He might be the storm that's approaching. I'm looking for something very specific right now. You're gonna have to give me 1 second. Did they nuke it off of YouTube? I doubt it. Like, this is actually important. I have to find this. I swear it'll be worth it. Show on stream or post it on the cord. The choice is yours. Oh, I'm showing it. I don't think I could actually show it on stream without it just being new. It might be this one. Nope. I think the music might have been nuked, actually. Oh, that is so sad. That is actually a little sad that it's gone. Yeah, no, it makes sense that it would just be deleted off this fucking website. Still it sucks though, man. All right, no, we're done. I wasted enough time. Does Rikku plan to knight his raid anytime soon? Nah, I'm gonna wait for them to announce their DLC before I pick it up. Cause like it's gonna be 20 to 30 hours, but I'd rather hold off to see if they add anything else I like in it before I make the purchase. Eventually, you seem to meet its standard because it darts out of the room. You hear some rustling in what you assume is the kitchen. That was Tadashi Inu. My Lucis. She taught me everything I know. I could have not asked for a better sensei. Yeah, dogs are great, you respond, and then immediately wish you could take that back. Dogs are great. That's gotta be the blandest possible statement you have ever made. And possibly inaccurate, too. What's this thing called? A bark beast? A fetch fiend? A wolf gremlin? Oh, Gary isn't even paying attention to you anymore. He's busy perusing his shelves, picking out some DVDs. Or DVDs. Per my viewing schedule, we'll watch a carefully curated selection of episodes from one classic and from one recent release. But, since you're a newcomer, it might not be best in the middle of the latest bout series. Philosopher's Half Iron. Full Alchemist. Perhaps we shall instead begin with the first season of School-Fed Heroism and transition to some more episodes of Kismet Struck Morning. This rings a bell for some reason. I don't know why, but this rings a bell. Like the words are different, but it's like I feel like something's hit my tongue of what that's a reference to. This one, no, I can't. The original airing, of course, not the censored one with the ridiculous CGI dragon. Looks like Takiri intends to take full control of this morning's activities, which you find entirely cooperatic. The less you need to assert your own opinion and make your own choices, the less likely you are to fuck up. It's probably not a healthy way to live, but it's gotten you somewhere between one of the 19 friends so far. So you're sticking to it. With deft and precise movements, Takiri retrieves a disc from its container and pops it into the troll equivalent of a DVD player. It makes a slimy chugging noise as it sucks the disc in, and like usual, you're not sure if it's an inanimate object or a living being. Either way, you're a little disgusted. The DVD player hums and Takiri's TV lights up with a colorful title screen. You're ready to get settled in a journey through the powerful. Oh my word! You're ready to get settled in for a journey through the wonderful world of the animes. But he frowns and pauses the episode less than a minute in. Hang on, this isn't the correct copy. The localization on these lines was changed after the original translator was called by a Purple Blood for crimes against buffoonery. I specifically ordered the first edition paid extra for it. This is unacceptable. Gary stops the DVD player, ejects the disc, and places it back in its case. Come, there's still time in the night. We need to go resolve this immediately. The shop that imported it for me is nearby. He heads for the door and beckons for you to follow, which you do. I guess it was too much to hope for a quiet warning inside, wasn't it? At least you get to go shopping for animes, which sounds fun enough. Will it be at one of those fancy automated stores, you wonder? No, unlike more stores in Eternia, this specialty shop is run by a living troll, a fellow collector who would not entrust such work to automation. So one would expect, with an actual think pen involved, there'd be no careless mistakes like this. At least I'm on good terms with the owner, so I doubt there'll be trouble. You, on the other hand, expect plenty of it. Pretty much everything on this goddamn planet has been trouble for you. So does he know how awful it is here? You don't want to explain to him or anything, but things are pretty awful here. Things are pretty awful here. Oh, you guess you know. He's standing at one of the many billboards that line the streets, which has been defaced with bright red graffiti. It's saying some pretty nasty stuff about Trizza. Rebel sentiments grown by the moment. Alternia lies on the verge of peril. A blade's edge. And not any blade, but the blade of a razor-sharp folded steel katana. Forged under the East Alternian moonlight. Heated by the bellows breath of magnificent draconian Lucis. Cooled by the simmering cascade of an acid waterfall. And fit to be handled only by a true expert. Do you dance? You're a little caught off guard by that question. Dancing? As in moving as one body's the music? In a way, yes. Moving to the sweet music of steel on steel. You know, Andrew Tates said that, you know, iron is used to sharpen iron. And to illustrate his point, he posted a picture of two men in leather clothing whose bulges were touching next to each other to solidify that iron does sharpen iron, or an alpha only strengthens another alpha. And I feel like that was a beautiful thought to put into young men's minds, and as well the imagery to really make the viewer think. The viewers of his tweets against their consent. So remember, gentlemen, to sharpen your iron against your homie's iron is what I'm trying to say. Do you dance? Oh, sorry, Friday. Of course. You really should have figured out that one. This guy's dial has been only 2 settings. Talking about swords or talking about anime. Sometimes he gets particularly frisky and talks about both at once. You tell him you don't know how to handle swords, but they seem really cool, and you'd love to learn. Cool? Swordplay is more than cool. It's a way of life, a code of honor. To pick up the blades to bind yourself to the tenets of Bushido, and to be prepared at all times to enforce justice the only way a swordsman knows how, through steel. Someday, the pursuit of justice may bring me face to face with those rebel scum. And I must be ready to show them the true magnificent terror of the blade. Who knows? Maybe I would be awarded a Congressional Medal of Honor. A troll can dare to dream. So that's why he practices swordplay, huh? To enforce justice, kind of like a vigilante. Vigilante? Please. I would only ever call a troll who legally deserved death. What kind of lawless moron do you take me for? Do you take me for one of those Ronin? You don't take him for a moron at all. In fact, he's very smart and clever and just. You hope you're not laying it on too thick, but he seems to enjoy the praise. Ah, here we are. This won't take too long. I'm getting actually lightheaded by doing that voice, but we will persist because fuck this guy. He's taken to a night market that reminds you of the place where you met Polypuff. A strip mall lies to the left of the many tents and stalls, and a sign above one door reads, Super Topator Imports. Oh. I actually like that weird yellow duck thing. Also that ripoff Mega Man. Oh my gosh, guys, like, I get the references. Do you know how much, like, guys, don't you know I'm a gamer too? That's why, like, every time I see one of these, I just have to say what it's from. Because I need you guys to know that I'm a real gamer too. I'm not like one of those other guys who fakes it. I'm just sitting here in disgust. Not myself, but the reality that there are people like that. You know, those guys wouldn't feel the need to, you know, do that if they were to sharpen their iron against another man's iron. And tight leather pants is all I'm saying. That's it. I got it. Riku's fucking gay. He hates women. I always knew. Keep going, Redditor. You'll find something one day. Maybe your parents' respect. Maybe a loved one. I don't know. But you'll find something. You'll find it one day. Whoever it is to you. As you enter, Dagiri makes a beeline for the counter, which is manned by a greasy-looking gold blood with pinkish-looking eyes. You, on the other hand, are more interested in the rest of the store. It looks a lot like Dagiri's living room, but bigger. Anime figurines on sale for what looks to be a preposterous amount of money, DVDs and comics lining the shelves, arcade games in the corner. I've been tuning out while I draw, and I hear you say things about men rubbing irons together and being gay. I get it's June, but calm down. No, I'm just sharing words of wisdom from Andrew Tate's. I love that. I know it's your month, but pipe down. Some of us are trying to work here. There's even a section for replica swords, which all look far too sharp and legitimately deadly for your liking. Stalking between the shelves and an olive blood guy. You can't quite tell if he works here or if he's just browsing. You're not sure if any troll even have normal jobs. You're about to ask the olive guy about a particular interesting DVD when you're distracted by a commotion at the counter. You're pretty sure you hear Dagiri snarling something about his rights as a customer. Looks like troll is doing. You turn your head towards the counter and listen in. Do you really think you can just get away with ripping me off like this? Do you know who I am? My blood caste? A teal blood like me has connections. A vast network of like-minded souls at my beck and call, ready to be unsheathed against my hapless foes. The legal force I can bring to bear against you is greater than your purely mind could ever imagine. A fleet of legislators will descend on you like shadow clones, each armed with the greatest weapons of them all, knowledge. In our little intricate understandings of Terranil legal code, you'll be mired in suits so myriad, so mind-numbing, you'll wish for the swift and early death my blade can provide. Or, you can offer an exchange of equal or greater value to my original purchase. Which path will you walk, scum? You water close to the counter, hoping you might be able to resolve the situation, but instead you blunder right into the olive blood and send a box tumbling from his hands to the ground. A bunch of assorted products spill out as the shopkeeper grasps dramatically. You don't see what the big deal is. Looks like some more DVDs and manga. One cover features a troll with heart-shaped horns and a bright pink sign, and another features some red-blooded juice bag wearing pants way too tall for him. Dagiri picks up one of the mangas and waves it in front of the shopkeeper's face. Care to explain what I'm looking at here? Imperial Dictate number 2, section 3.2. The depiction of non-standard homological or attributes is strictly forbidden. Imperial Dictate number 7, section 5. Material which encourages actions against the state is considered contraband of the highest degree. Yellow blood, who can clearly see the situation careening downhill like a scuttle buggy with hot wheel stops, begins to creep towards the door. You'd love to do the same, but you can't give up on a potential new friend. It's basically pathological. To think that my Eastern Alternian hobby shop could stoop so low as to peddle this criminal filth. How much do you want for it? What a sickening betrayal. The shopkeeper stammers, offering a litany of muddled explanations that only seem to incense Dagiri further. He was holding it for a friend. No, wait, it's a satire. Dagiri slams a palm down on the counter and his eyes shoot open, revealing dark purple irises with a strange swirl pattern. Oh my gosh, he got the discount Sharingan. Imperial Dictate number 61st, section 2. Satire is especially contraband. You think you can mess with me? I've watched countless hours of legal drama, played and replayed legendary lacellators, and memorized every twist. I know the law back and forth. And now it's time for the punishment due. You're fucking dead, kiddo! I don't know how my neighbors reacting to this. As Dagiri leans over the counter, his free hand grips the hilt of his katana and tenses. Ready to draw. He's about to straight up execute this guy. Don't intervene. You really don't want to get in between the shopkeeper and Tagiri's sword. For all you know, this really does warrant immediate execution. Who are you to judge? You do, however, squint a little so you don't have to see the full gory detail of the culling. Turns out, it's not nearly as gory as you expected. Tagiri leaps over the counter and swings wildly at the guy, but many of his attacks fail to connect. It's mostly a bunch of bombastic anime-style moves that don't translate well to actual combat. Still, some strikes hit home, drawing a spray of murky gold blood that jolts the shopkeeper out of his petrified fear. He screeches and unleashes a strobing psionic blast from his eye, causing Tagiri to stagger back disorientated. The flash of light doesn't seem to have caused any real damage, but it offers the perfect opportunity to flee. By the time your eyes have adjusted, the only thing they see is the back door swinging wildly in his wake. Unsurprisingly, the olive blood is nowhere to be seen as well. Tagiri glances down his katana, stained with the blood of the shopkeeper, and slowly sheathes it. His hand is shaking, claws tapping the hilt restlessly. Did you not clean the blade? You got blood on it. Oh look, Overwatch. Happy Pride Month, everyone. Can't wait to see what fiasco happens because Overwatch decided to release like, hey, Happy Pride Month. Do you remember that streak they had where every time it was some initiative to like be progressive or right wrongs or to show their what's the word, camaraderie, I guess I'm going to use. It's the wrong word, but I'm just camaraderie. It's close enough with the LGBT plus community. It was always followed by a report of like the latest scandal that came out and like or really shitty practice they were trying to pull. And Overwatch just released like Happy Pride Month, here's a few new skins or whatever. What do you think they did this time? I'm being genuine. Because, you know, once is like coincidence, twice, like it's interesting that it happens. When it happens like 6 times in a row, you start wondering why. Turns slowly to you, forcing himself back to his usual stoic posture. You got lucky, that's all. You can't hide forever. Let's go. We need to report this to a drone. He strides out of the shop, leaving you to follow hurriedly behind. What a mess. You hesitantly ask him whether it was really necessary to try and kill that boy for what he did. Of course it was. The law is absolute. A foreigner like you might not understand. It's not my duty to question the righteousness of my actions, but I am but a tool through which the law is enforced. I am the blade that her imperious condescension wields to maintain order in this world of chaos, just like this drone. He turns to one of the big hulking drones that you've grown all too familiar with during your stay here on Alternia. Right now, it looks like it's cleaning up some bronze-colored blood that was splattered on the side of the building. Tagiri approaches and hails it, beginning to explain that there is a collector shop he needs to report for rebel activity, but the drone isn't listening to any of that. It slowly turns from him to stare directly at you, and it raises its weapon to your face. A grating electrical noise issues from its mechanical grill. In the immortal words of a wise cartoon dog, ruh-roh. Hold it! This creature is under my protection. It has committed no crime. You continue this attempted calling, I will strike back with my katana. And a strongly worded letter to your superiors. The drone seems supremely annoyed that it can't just get right down to calling a motherfucker, but Tagiri's cast might be just high enough to give it pause. You, the motherfucker in question, are incredibly relieved. That relief quickly fades when the drone produces a palm musk with a blurred picture of you on the screen, and a lot of text beneath, most of it flashing red. That's never a good sign. It looks like a rap sheet? Tagiri reads through quickly, which is pretty impressive feat considering his eyes are still closed, and his expression darkens the further down he gets. Wanted under suspicion of meat product theft. Heist of fine art. Accomplice to the assassination of a violent... Oh my gosh. Oof. Didn't realize you'd racked up such a heavy list of crimes. Sorry, rounding you on you with fury radiating off its every inch of his being. It's terrifying. You feel this guy arguing for retail clerk? You know what he's capable of. All this time, I thought your soul was open to the way of the samurai, or Bushido. I thought I had met a potential new connoisseur of animated arts. But no. Your blood pusher pumps only lies with your villainous veins. You were just looking for an alibi, a place to bide your time, to hide away from the drones until it was time to indulge once more in your criminal ways. Try to defend yourself. You didn't do any of those things, and you had a perfectly good reason for most of them. Takiri isn't buying it. He's clutching his kind of hilt so tightly. Veins are bulging on his hand. Silence, coward! The time has come for my blade to strike true! Ah! He draws his blade in a smooth motion and swipes at you, and you just barely manage to sidestep the attack. You dart backward, stumbling over yourself in your haste to get away, while he swings his katana wildly around while making lots of weird grunting noises. Once again, his mouth has been writing a check his sword can't cash, but you doubt that matters. Patrols are stronger and faster than you in general. And he's accompanied by a giant murder drone. It's time for you to split, and you better do it lickety. Once around, you notice that you're about to cross over a bridge with an underpass beneath it. Perfect. Just like an action hero, you can hop right over the edge of the road, duck into the underpass, and find a nice hiding spot. Dash toward the traffic barrier, vault nimbly over it, and oh Jesus, piss, this is way higher than you thought it was. You hit the ground hard with a resounding crack, and for a moment, your vision goes blank as a wave of pain sears your nerves. As the pain disorientation begins to fade, you decide it's time to take stock of your situation. A couple of broken bones, old hat, patrol trying to kill you, unfamiliar, drones trying to attack you, same, and the sun about to rise and scorch you into nothing, again. Individually, you've risen to the challenge of just barely handling each of these problems, but all at once, yeah, your ears and called this one here. Useless. Okay, you know this is a terrible idea, but you surely had it up here with being party to the murder of random trolls. You quickly interpose yourself between Tagiri and the Goldblood. Does he really have to kill this guy? What seems to be his first offense? You launch into an impassioned spiel about love and friendship and justice, writing the value of forgiveness and second chances really hard. And for good measure, you throw in a little side note about how Tagiri's favorite shop will close down if he kills this dude. Silence! Tagiri shoves you roughly aside, and you go careening into a display full of body pillows. You watch, stomach plummeting, as Tagiri turns back to the shopkeeper and slowly draws his sword. But then, at the last second, he reconsiders. Consider yourself lucky I'm in a good mood. If I catch you selling contraband again, your life will be mine! I am trying really hard not to go into the Monarch voice. Like, that voice is just so close. Because all I have to do is just pitch it, I think, a little down and then just change like how I read the pacing of how I read the words a bit. I'm trying to actually not to do the Monarch voice with this guy. Or speak like the Monarch for this guy. Yuri strides out of the store holding a first copy of the DVD he wanted to exchange. You give the shopkeeper a vaguely apologetic look and rush out the store behind him. Ooh, that was a close one. Thank Tagiris profusely for listening to your dumb little speech about whatever it was you said. Honestly, you already forgot. You're clearly new to this planet. I felt pity for your naivete, but I should have just killed him. Death is the legally prescribed punishment for such crimes as his. Actually, it's the legally prescribed punishment for most crimes. I should have separated him from his head. But I looked into your pleading eyes and I saw... The ear goes quiet. You describe the silence as being particularly brooding. There's a lot of silence like that on this planet. Then, finally, he speaks. This isn't my first time. It was just over a week ago, I believe. I was patrolling the Hive batch in search of evildoers when I caught the unmistakable scent of smoke in the air. Upon pursuing the lead, I saw a hive, partially collapsed, partially on fire, My instincts flared, and I rushed in to help the innocent soul who was trapped there. But I was helping the girl bandage her wounds. It occurred to me that I made a grievous error in my judgment. Trolls below certain age without a lucis or a proper hive are considered unvaluable, unslayed, and slayed to be culled. By rights, I should have put her out of her misery the moment I realized my mistake. And yet, I looked into her deep gray eyes, dulled from the pain of loss. And I sheathed my blade. In fact, even though she is hiveless and Ulyssesless, I remain in contact with her to this day. Knowing deep down that one day, I must call her. The law demands it. But I haven't yet. I don't know if I could. Why does my conviction waver at times like these? He's talking about who you think he's talking about. You're pretty sure he couldn't kill her even if he tried. Polypaw? Deep gray eyes. That's gonna be a first, but should not mean to say right there as well. No, she doesn't have gray eyes. But that's not the point here. The point is he's feeling some real and true and deep emotion of you. This friendship is basically in the bag. He's gotta drop some sweeping vague wisdom that makes him feel better about potentially not being an unthinking cog in the Alternia murder machine. You offer a life suggestion that maybe what is legal and what is just aren't always the same thing. Just a little thought. Maybe he's doing the right thing, overlooking her situation because of how obviously fucked up it is to be a homeless orphan. He goes silent for a long time, chewing his bottom lip. You're naive. Naive, uncultured, unenlightened. Wow, thanks. You think the world is simple, like a cartoon for children, but there's Alternia, a land ruled by cold logic, where men such as myself must make the hard decision. It's not easy being dedicated to the law of code. It asks much of us and gives us little in return, but it gives us order. It keeps the beasts at bay. If I were to question it, what then? What would I begin to wonder if it is unjust for a blue blood to command his servants, for imperial drones to call the infirm, for us to obey the ever-changing whims of Alternian royalty? It takes a lot of effort to suppress your, well, yeah, but for the sake of this burgeoning relationship, friendship, you allow him to continue his monologue. Riots in the street, troll killing troll, even more than usual, I mean. No, I cannot waver. These hands must remain steady and true. Though I feel a pull towards the scorching fangs of the light, I must continue my path and remain in the tender, righteous embrace of the dark. Truth be my blade, intellect my sensei, and justice my only companion on this lonely road. He goes on like that for quite a while. It all starts to meld together in your head, and you lose count of how many times he repeats some of the screed about justice and truth and being smarter than all the other trolls in the room. It honestly sounds like he's just lonely. You know a whole lot about loneliness and the poor management thereof. Some people throw themselves into their nerdy anime hobby, and others become obsessed with making friends matter the cost to their mental or physical well-being. Maybe he just needs a couple of good pals to remind him what it's like to have a heart. But if you try to tell him that, he'll probably just spawn for another long and winding monologue. Likely stolen from an anime he watched recently. Maybe we should just let him vent. You have my thanks for lending your ear. Oh, a compliment rings out of your revere. Nothing interrupts the old introspection machine like the opportunity to chug on the succulent ambrosia that is any kind of praise or gratitude. No big deal, you tell. You're a great listener. That's what friends are for. Has he considered having more friends? Like you, for example? He opens his mouth like he's about to reiterate the whole lone swordsman thing, so you hastily try to change the subject. Look for his eyes. Most trolls you've seen have had gray irises, and those who don't follow the typical biological trend of displaying their blood color. Tagiri pauses, his grip tensing on his sword as his fangs dip into his lip. Ah, geez. This must be his most closely guarded secret. Have you earned enough trust to hear it? They're contact lenses for cosplay. Oh, fair enough. Actually, is cosplaying as a different blood caste even legal on this planet? If he's doing it, it probably is, right? You're about to ask when something distracts you. So I have another troll standing in front of Yuri's hive, using a shelter from the rising sun. They're pacing back and forth for precise movements, glancing at one of the windows almost like they're planning to break in. And when they hear footsteps approaching, they perk up and whirl their head around. Hey, wait a second, you recognize them? Yeah, it's Playboi. Thought so. Playboi spots you before Tagiri spots her. Her expression is hard and stoic, eyes glancing between the two of you as she assesses the situation. And then, like she's throwing on disguise, her face softens and she smiles. Hey, Tegs. I was starting to wonder where you were and if anime night was cancelled. Your Luce is staring at me through the window. I think he thinks it's funny watching me stuck outside, roasting to death while you're chasing her beast around the hive patch. Classic Tadachi. Why were you late? Just busier than expected with some work. She shoots you a sharp glance, assembling some new mecha models. You know how it is. Yes, of course. It's all too easy to get wrapped up in one's hobby. Anyway, I didn't realize we had a third for once. Not to mention somebody I know. I don't understand why it does that. So I did the thing again where, like, I slam my fist into the keyboard, except it's nowhere near any keys, and it's just like, oh, you're pressing the key to make the HUD disappear. I know what you're going for, champ. Don't worry, you and me, we understand each other. It's been years. Nani? You and my new kohai have already met? This brings me to a story I remembered yesterday. There was a kid in high school who was like, I think 3 grades lower than me? No, I think 2 or 3 grades lower than me. And he used to call me senpai at school. But here's the thing. So you might hear and then go, oh, that must have been cringe. You see, because the guy was like a 4.0 student and actually like good athlete, and the way he carried himself, when he said it, there was no cringe. It was him just saying the word. So even though if I were to hear that from someone else, and I would cringe, but from this guy, when he said it, I didn't cringe. I never cringed. It was just how it was. This is how he said it. This is the word he used for me. And you know what? We take those W's. Nani, you and my new kohai have already met? She pauses, her eyes darting back and forth between you two once more. She seems to be assessing the situation, wearing a look like an assassin trying to evade capture. You recognize the look, considering she was literally wearing it the last time you met. We're kind of more riles. What? What? More riles, those are the romantic ones, aren't they? Not just the friend ones? I don't hate this cover story. Just don't hit me out of nowhere with that one next time. Well, that's absolutely not what you thought you were, but you just kind of nod your head and roll with it. It seems to be what she wants to do. Oh, more aisles. Tagiri's face tightens almost. Oh, boy, I was a friend. You're thinking of flesh. Okay. Tigiri's face tightens almost imperceptibly, but you got it. Nothing gets past your honed friend-making eyes. Well, actually, a lot of things get past them, but not this particular thing. You're finally tuned to the nuances of social situations, as long as those nuances don't involve making a binary choice of which your social future hinges. Well, as you know, I'm far too busy studying the blade to pursue quadrants of any sorts. A foolish waste of time. Were it not for the laws of this land, I would swear them off entirely. Are you sure it isn't that you just can't get a date? Okay, like I know I've been tough on Tigiri, and like I gave him like this voice, you know, that's supposed to be like the mocking nerd voice or whatever. And like he did kind of like kill us in another end, or attempt to kill us in another ending, and just kind of an asshole or a douche, as the kids would say. Like that's just not cool. Paul, that's just not cool. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, no, you don't just do that, man. Come on. That's not right. That's just not right. You don't have to play the mysterious loner, you know. There's other clubs you can join instead of insisting on running your own. He helps, looking away. He hears Lucis barking from behind the window in a tone that sounds like laughter. Fools mock that which they cannot understand. And to think, I was going to congratulate you on finding love. Once you finish your spiel about romance being dumb, Volleyball gives him a light, friendly whap, which he responds to with a smile. You can tell the exchange is friendly, not only because he's smiling, but because he's still standing. Enough banter. The harsh glare of the sun begins to crest, and we have Eastern alternate animation to indulge in. I'll allow you both to spend the day at my hive if needed. There's space. Oh shit, a slumber party? With more than one participant even? That's gotta be worth extra friend points. You are so in. Shelter from the boiling death orb in the sky barely even registers to you as an add bonus. Volleyball smiles at you as the three of you enter Tigiri's hive. Oh, she was on the screen. Tigiri covers up all of his windows to block out the sun. Oh, he's speaking that. He's speaking that language. And then starts up a new copy of his DVD, which thankfully seems to meet his standards this time. You're still on the couch, basking in the warm glow of friendship, prepared to lose yourself to hours of the beautiful, wonderful animes. Double. Yeah, that is literally Polypop on the screen. Is there a... What is this? No. They are human. Well, the language is human. The creature speaking it is indeed Xeno. What you don't want to know, Corndog. Sorry, I was just educating myself on troll culture. Did I get in too late? Yes. Because we just finished the value. Also, I just realized that I left Loss on because, of course, the anime dude had to bring up Loss and Anime Club. There is VOD there, and also you can skip the parts where I go silent because I'm looking for things. Because something, I think the Overwatch symbol is shown, and I wanted to find no, it was something else. It was Beastie Boys. It was a Beastie Boys mashup with is it actually, do I look up Beastie Boy Idol? Again, that video might also just be fucking nuked from existence on YouTube. That could also explain why the video's not there, but yeah. Yeah, I know I pretty much gave the super anime dude the like a Mandark voice. Because his existence was making me suffer. And then yeah, Polypaw, I would when he described like the situation of like saving some girl a few years ago. Like there's like I'm pretty sure that was the backstory Polypaw. And here they are, hanging out. And how the dude got jealous that, you know, she has I guess a deep friendship / allegiance to us, or at least that's a cover story we went with. Because we are not mate spirits, we are just boy riles. Yes. Actually, what I want to see what's next time. So we get there's a lot of friendship in Friendsim. Who could have guessed? Yeah, but she specifically calls us her Moirile as a cover in Minecraft. We're her Moirile in Minecraft. She looks like the ancestor to Vrisko. I forget her. I forget the Aradia, maybe. Yeah, she kind of just looks like her. So it will be interesting to see how she acts because she could just look like that and that's it. They just kind of reused the design and like maybe gave her a different outfit. We're almost to 14, folks. Of endings, many. That might be the leader of the cult we meet. 12, 13, 14. Of cleanliness and cloudliness. Of fate, fortune, and fashion. Of knowing nothing. Of know nothings and know it alls. Of pals and promises made and broken. That's this one kind of gives me a sad vibe, even though this dude's smiling on the left. I feel like it's still going to be pretty rough. Also, my my shirt smells of cooking, so I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna shower up after this then. I'm very excited for 14. I think truly the one I'm most interested in is probably 18. Just because how will all of this end? I feel like this one has to be one of the longer ones. Like, I'd almost want this to be the length of 2 volumes by itself. And then how does this tie into the rest of, the Homestuck, continued continuity? Because then after this, I get to well, I'll be reading the Homestuck epilogues, which I am very interested in. You get to experience the horrors, I do. And I think my only thing is I don't think it'll ever be a regret of reading it. It'll be more of the regret of having questions of why certain decisions were made and not being able to ask the person directly. Could do a tier list at the end of every chapter to assess character. Of course, it'd be the women folk. Skyla's an S. Playboi would be second. Um, and Bronny would be third. I want another appearance from Chixie. I know she's gonna get another one just how these have been going so far. Like, it feels like they could definitely do another appearance for Chixie. I want to see how she acts in that. But she was very fun when she said "fuck it." We already know who's in fucking F tier. We already know. We don't need that question answered. You know what? Um, hmm, let me see something. Because tomorrow's Wednesday, so I have more time than I usually do. So, well, so I did find a tier list thing. Like, I'm seeing some of like the it looks like the Pester Quest sprites for different characters from just Pester Quest, which is fine because I've already seen them up on YouTube. So I guess what I can do then is do at least the first about 9 volume characters. Also, bye bye Demon Zuri. Have Hope dinner goes well. Hope you enjoy it. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care and have a good night. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'll do this tonight, take a screenshot, and then at chapter 18, I'll update it again, and we're gonna see where everything's at. Or I could just post in the Discord. Either way. Yeah, somehow you will see it. You will see what I think of all the characters so far in the tier list. Yes. Thank you all for coming. Look forward to more World of Warcraft and Hiveswap tomorrow. Thank you all for coming. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.